Okay. Welcome to the next edition of Dar lo mejor para Salvador. And this I have found not only inspirational, but incredibly funny. Mr. Eddie from the Call Center Institute. I love Eddie's story because Eddie has both perspectives. He is Salvadoran and he is American, and he's lived the best and the worst of both. And there's always so much, this is better, this is better, that I'm done with that. You guys know I'm not about drama. So, right now, Eddie, what is it that you are doing right now? Where are you at? What are you about?
Okay, so right now as a teacher, an English teacher, basically giving out scholarships. That's the project right now. We're trying to have more people learn English so they can get jobs. Because right now there's a big demand for people to speak English to work from home or work at a call center, and tourism also. All three. So tourism and call center work, contact center work right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because digital nomads, just recently the government did a big change where permiso de turismo, it used to be you could come in for just 90 days, and now you can come in for 180 days.
80 days, I saw that.
Yeah, so it's almost 6 months. And I'm assuming that's really good for digital nomads and people that just work online. And
I think it's great because then we have a lot of times digital nomads have like certain knowledge. They're real good at certain things and they can do it anywhere and from home, from their laptop or whatnot. But also they start hiring people and they start teaching people. I know a couple of graphic designers that have been learning from another top graphic designer that works works for a company in the US, and he started teaching them how to do certain things, and now they're making more money. So,
yeah, because technology is a great way to move El Salvador forward.
For sure, 100%.
100%. So, okay, but you're here now. You've got the Call Center Institute, and you've got, how many kids are you teaching in your school right now?
Right now we have about 120 students right now.
Awesome. That's a lot of kids.
Yeah, a lot of kids they're not even kids. They're already adults too. So these guys are over 18, all the way to about 45 years old. We have students that are 45 years old.
Oh, wow.
So it's not just
like
kids.
Moms and dads.
We have,
If
you want to, and we're not getting them from basic. That's another thing I wanted to mention, that these guys have all right English. They just need more practice. So we're trying to polish them up so they can get done.
Spanish.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Okay. But this has not always been. So this is where you're at now, but where were you, say, 10 years ago?
All right.
20 years ago.
20 years ago. Well, I grew up in San Fernando Valley. From there, got into some trouble as I come here. I've been here 15 years already. From there, I came here. When I got here in 2007, I only lasted about a month without a job, and then I got hired at a call center. So from there,
because you had your English already from the States.
So I got hired, started working at a call center. I worked for hotels.com, learned about sales. So I got some pretty good training. But in the United States, I did a whole multimedia. I ran a record label, a music label, and before then, I worked at an animal hospital. So I worked at an animal hospital, a pretty nice animal hospital in Sherman Oaks, California, and from there, I started my own marketing, graphic design, music studio, and then got sent over here.
And then you got sent back here, and once you got here, you started doing the call center thing. Why not just try and go back?
Okay, so I would have to fight. I would have to get my record expunged, and at 28, I was like, I like El Salvador too. So I had came to the country in 91, and I already had the experience of El Salvador. So I lived in the countryside. I lived in the city. So I felt like, I don't know. I guess it's my personality. I don't know. I guess it's me, but I like adventures and I don't know. I just felt.
I think you like a challenge.
The challenge. I like the challenge to see if I could do it.
The challenge of El Salvador needed you, and I don't know. Do you think the U.S. needed you?
That was just another number. I feel like I'm doing more impact. I could do more here. I feel I could do more here. I've been doing more here than the U.S.
So since you got back, what all have you done then?
Okay, so started a little clothing line called ES503, but because I was using 503, that got me in trouble with the gang, so I stopped that. When I was promoting El Salvador was not cool in 2007. El Salvador, nobody wanted to talk about El Salvador.
Nobody wanted to own that. It's like, no, I'm just Latino.
Yeah. And I wasn't. I was the guy taking pictures of everything. Just like you run around taking pictures, I did all that. Well, I can show you my videos and pictures of all my crazy adventures. And I even look younger. So that's 15 years ago. So
like the original YouTube channel for El Salvador, huh?
Yeah, before I was already taking pictures of anything they served me or something different. I would take pictures. So I was already promoting El Salvador, and I had a good fan base. A lot of people were like, hey, keep taking pictures, we love those pictures. And so we had a big fan base, and that's how come we had the clothing line ES503. And then we stopped that. I continued with the call center. I worked at the call center. So I have always worked at the call center and always try to do my side business. So from the side business, I also did try to do the recording studio here and the photography studio, but people were not really paying. The most I would make were at weddings. I would make like $250 the weekend for the photography work. So I did all that also.
Yeah, it's like once you know how business works, you always go for multiple streams of income.
Yeah.
And like you don't just rely on just one thing.
Yep, that's the idea of passive income.
Passive income, baby.
Try to look for it.
So, okay. Hello, that's what YouTube is for me. So people are like, oh, you live off of this. I'm like, no, you've got to be kidding me. No. So anyway, so cool. So you came back, you started doing your own thing and really working with the call center thing. And call centers weren't that big back in the day.
Yeah, there was a couple, but not
There's only a few, but and it was interesting that you had a business and it got shut down by the gangs, like so many businesses in El Salvador got shut down by gangs.
Yeah, for sure.
But
no, actually, I met people with money and I would tell them, hey, why don't you do this, why don't you do that? Like nobody would, like starting a business, even I have other cousins that would be like, man, we've seen you do it no matter what. But yeah, gangs were pretty much what stopped everybody from growing.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see that now that they're not there and they're not paying it, a lot more people are like, hey, I want to try this. Hey, I want to do this. People are a lot more willing to kind of take a chance, take a step.
For sure, 100%.
Why not? Let's see.
How many hotels have been? Right now, there's more hotels. There's more people at night going shopping. Before there weren't.
Hello, there's cyclists all over San Salvador at night.
That's true too. That's another thing.
Everybody's just out and living life more. And that's just awesome to see. For sure.
And it has to be with security. People feel safe. Before, people got killed all the time. So.
Yeah. So, okay, how have you seen the call center revolution, you could say, that has kind of happened in El Salvador?
Well, so there was a moment, there was a lot of deportees, a lot of people here, but then there was only so many. And I don't know if the U.S. stopped sending people back or something, but there's a big demand for people to speak English. So then the English Academy started growing. So there was one English Academy that pretty much set the trend. And then from there, all the other little English academies came out of that, pretty much out of that. When I came out of there, I started my own business. I got an opportunity. I was one of the first ones at that academy. And it was me just, one day I was at a call center and the guy next to me was hearing me talk to the customers. And then after he had a break, he goes, hey, you don't want to teach English? I go, yeah, how much, I'll teach. What's up? How much they pay? And he's all, they pay $5 an hour. So $5 an hour in El Salvador is like,
that's good money.
It's good money. So he's like, you should try it out. Look, I don't know you, so I'm not gonna refer you. I'm just gonna give you the number so you could go and see what happens. So he gave me the number. I called. I got my interview, and then I got hired and took about a month of training, and then I started giving my first classes, and that was kind of like the beginning of this whole call center institute, English Cool, which is my academy. So I have my own academy also.
So your academy is called what?
English Cool.
English
Cool
Cool.
Training Center.
Okay, so but on the web it's englishcool.com?
Englishcoolschool.com.
Englishcoolschool.com.
Yep.
Okay. So since you came back here with English, you're just like, well, I'm just going to use what I got. And you started with the call centers, and then why not continue with the continue doing call centers? Why did you move into training and teaching English?
Okay, that's a good question. Well, so helping people was cool online. Customer service, great. Tech support, customer service, sales. I did all that. Working at sites, working at Teleperformance, different call centers.
Yeah.
But from there, the whole teaching our own people and then see them get jobs as better. So as like this picture, right? So this is like one of our events that we do. This is outside of the class, and these are future, well, either call center workers or tourism. They could help us out with tourism's customer service and tourism.
Yeah. That's awesome that the call centers have provided all these English speakers that can now start fueling into the tourism industry so that more money can come individually into people's pockets. Because, you know, the big worry is that, okay, so we have two or three big tourist companies, and all the tourists just go to those companies, and hello, then the money doesn't get as evenly distributed. But if you have lots of English speakers and they're taught how to, well, you can start your own little business, then the money gets distributed a lot more evenly, and a lot more people have opportunity.
The opportunities are there, or the opportunities are here. If the person wants to make money, they can in a good way, not trying to scheme or connive off. Because, for example, Eddie, we're going to El Salvador. What's up? What are you doing this weekend? Or, you know, can you hang out with us? And they call us up, they call me up, and I go out with them, and I'm eating for free and everything else at the end. Here's your money too for taking us out. And, you know, so there's opportunities. And that's not me trying to be a tour guide, but there's people who are doing it that way. They're posting, hey, if you need a tour guide, and they make their money showing El Salvador.
Yeah, and that's what I do well through this channel. Like, as you guys know, in Living Like a Local, I don't give tours or anything like that. I've got my own travel business and my own life coaching that I do. But Living Like a Local contracts kind of specialty tour guides. So if you really want a surfing experience, they have a surfing tour guide that specializes in surfing. And if you want some crazy, high adventure, rock climbing, a volcano kind of thing, they have that kind of tour guide that specializes in that.
That's true.
Instead of just being like one person that tries to do it all.
There's doing cemetery, the whole cemetery, go to the cemeteries at night. They're doing that too.
Oh, really?
And in Santa Tecla, they do that. The graveyard visits.
Oh, okay, I'll pass on that one. I would definitely find a tour guide for
Yeah,
that.
so there's that.
Okay, so awesome. So what do you see El Salvador in 5 years from now?
El Salvador 5 years from now?
Yeah.
If we have more people that think different and think outside the box, we could fix the traffic. If we could fix the traffic, because the thing about, this is what I noticed. This is what I noticed. With me, it's been a little bit hard being here in El Salvador because I don't have a place. I don't have I rent. My rent's about $600. But other people, most of my friends or most of the guys I work with, they own their place. Why? Because their parents and their grandparents. So their grandparents gave the land to their kids. So a lot of people own their own property, so they don't have to worry about rent. So it's really more expensive in the city of San Salvador because people are renting. But once we could fix the traffic situation, then there's a lot of nice places to live outside of San Salvador, and you could save money and you could do better. Because I noticed the guys that live at home and they're not paying rent because it's been their family's property, they have the cars, they have that extra money, that extra spending money because they're not paying rent. So in other words, I guess in 5 years, if we could fix traffic and everything, I think we have a real nice country with a lot of opportunities.
So more people can actually own their own piece of land, which is, long time story of El Salvador of people not being able to have their own land.
Well, I guess because for the pay, for people to pay more, or for the salaries to go up, I don't know how that's gonna happen. It needs to be worked out, whatever. But you could still survive if you're not making too much, if you have a place that's already paid for. So that's why because I do the evaluations when people call Center Institute and they want to apply. I'm here because I do the evaluations, and when I talk to them, they tell me how much they pay rent. Sometimes nothing, and their electricity and their water is about $50, $60. My electricity is $100. My rent is $600. My food is about $100 a week. So I'm over $1,000. Me, Eddie, and Zora. I pay a lot of money to be living here in San Salvador.
Yeah.
But when I see some of these guys, their income or what they're living off is like $300 a month or $400, and I'm like, how do they do it? How come I can't do it? But it has to do with the lifestyle and where you
lifestyle and status and where you're at in life and stuff like that.
So that's so I guess what I'm getting at is that the 5 years from now, more English speakers, more opportunities, more education will help everybody out.
And what is your consejo, you could say, to a Salvadoran, either outside of El Salvador or even in El Salvador, how they can dar su mejor para El Salvador? How can they help the country grow?
If you're outside of El Salvador, come visit El Salvador. If you're inside El Salvador, learn English. Debes aprender inglés porque te va a dar muchas oportunidades. If you learn English, hay trabajo. Eso seguro, hay trabajo. Y si no encuentras trabajo aquí en El Salvador, solo te rebuscas en el internet y va a haber trabajo. Puedes vivir aquí en El Salvador. Yo conozco una persona que trabaja para Disney, gana $4,000. $4,000 aquí en El Salvador es mucho dinero.
Yeah, that's a big way. I have lots of subscribers that want to live in El Salvador, but they want to get paid foreign prices. Well, the solution is be a digital nomad.
Yeah.
Get a job that you work from your computer. You can live anywhere, and that's really the solution. And thank you to all hail the internet. We can actually do that now.
For sure.
So,
For sure.
Anyway, well, thank you so much, Eddie. And I want to start a big new hashtag called Dar lo mejor para El Salvador. And please record and make your own video and use the hashtag and show me and show the world what you are doing to give your best for the country, for tu país, for tu gente.
Yep, and you want to prove your English, let us know. Contact us.
Let Betty.
We got the setup, or if you want to improve it, si quieres mejorar tu inglés, you want to improve your English, it's free. It's being paid for. Lucky we have Indigo that's paying the scholarships and giving the scholarships, so you guys could join us and improve your English and get a job.
And that's how they're dando su mejor. They're giving out becas. And hey, who wants to turn down free money? You know? I am Jenny Addy. Travel more, live more, be more. See you guys next week.